This is how your house is gonna look like on Mars. In this video, you will see some of the best examples of these Martian houses, from the ice house that uses frozen water as a shield, to the vertical city that looks like a beehive, to the NASA's winter house design, and maybe more. You'll be amazed by the variety and ingenuity of these designs, and you'll see how they could make life on Mars not only possible, but also enjoyable. I personally think it's so cool to see our future houses. Let's get into it. A little disruption: if you hit the subscribe button right now, it helps our small channel to grow a whole lot faster than we think it's gonna grow. It truly does. Okay, as United States Space Agency NASA celebrate landing their Perseverance robot on Mars, the whole world is waiting to see if finally we can live on Mars sustainably or not. And if yes, what sort of structure could support human life on it? Far from rocket ships, these conceptual structures are sleek, are stylish, and not as far-fetched as you might imagine. On February 18, 2021, at 20:55 GMT, the robotic rover, Perseverance, landed safely on Mars after a 7-month-long journey. Worth $2.7 billion, traveling through space for 293 million miles, the rover made the perilous journey through the red planet's atmosphere at more than 12,000 miles per hour, where it began the landing process that brought it to a soft stop in just 7 minutes. Perseverance will spend its time on Mars searching for signs of past life, collecting samples to bring back to Earth in 2028. NASA wasn't idle the whole time waiting for the robot to land. In addition to sending robots up into space, NASA has also worked with young designers on possible accommodation for the red planet. They ran a 3D printed habitat challenge in 2018 that produced the following brilliant designs for a future life on Mars. This is one of them, a remarkable design from Team Con from Mississippi. The design was specifically created to withstand dust storms and harsh climates that can be found on the red planet. This ethereal structure is designed to build itself once it has safely landed on Mars. The launched module robotically expands into a very sleek, shell-like model, which then 3D prints the interior layers of the building. With housing long-term life at the forefront of their conception, Con-Ye's structure is built to sustain daylight for use in areas such as lab work and food production. Inside, a spiral staircase winds down into the small garden, which would allow any inhabitants to grow plants and food just like they could on Earth. Next up, ice houses. Surprisingly, the most appropriate building material for intergalactic housing may not be what you expect. It can be ice. Design teams Search in Clouds AO created the ice house made out of the water-based material as a prototype of Martian living. Subsurface ice is abundant on Mars, and this dwelling made from a thin vertical ice shell would be capable of protecting the interior inhabitants from radiation, while still celebrating life above ground. A stunning piece of semi-translucent architecture, the group claims it celebrates the presence of a human habitat as a beacon of light on the Martian surface by using features that create stunning light refractions. The comfortable living area sits at the heart of the structure. Interior passages into the building's perimeter are intertwined with plant life and organic landscapes which merge with the planet. An in-between zone, separating the interior and exterior layers of the building, allows astronauts to experience the great outdoors without a suit. Alright, another cool idea to live on Mars would be to dig the ground and make a house in it. We've seen intergalactic homes above ground, but what about those burrowed below? German firm ZA Architects have dreamt up a concept for the colonization of Mars, and it all happens in caves below the cratered surface. Inside the futuristic project, spider-like webs are draped wall to wall, made from versatile basalt fibers, creating pathways to different levels. Built by solar-powered robotics, the underground structure resembles something of a beehive. We can see the hexagonal shapes molded by basaltic lava. Although an amazing alternative to spaceship living, we aren't wholly convinced by the colonization possibilities of ZA Architects' concept. Could you imagine making a full-time abode out of this cave? Next, we have our vertical cities. When asked to imagine what Shanghai might look like in 2117 as part of the Shanghai Urban Space and Art Season Festival, Italian architect Stefano Borri's answer was a direct response to the dire problem of climate change. Instead of flash-forwarding to a stable future on the Chinese shore, he foresaw the city to be irrevocably devastated by flooding, and his vision was bound for Mars. He designed a series of eco-cities made up of vertical forests and domed in seed-like pods that would be launched to Mars via an interplanetary space station. The red planet's new Shanghai would favor sustainable natural life for humans and plants alike. Taking an architectural rather than a scientific approach to life on Mars, Borri's intergalactic vertical forests are heavily based on his earthly projects. His vertical forests, which create an urban, oxygen-rich landscape, can be found all over the world. Finally, our winner, well, not ours though, but NASA's winner design belongs to Cocoon Home. Conceived for NASA's 3D printed habitat challenge, AI Space Factory have presented a concept entitled the Mars Project. a 3D printed house that is optimized for construction on Mars. The shell of the structure is designed to withstand Martian winds and is firmly shackled to the planet's surface. Not only will this relieve any atmospheric stress, but it will also leave the ground unblemished. The ingenious dwelling can be printed in situ and have been endorsed by NASA. If their experiments go to plan and they find the core of Mars is stable, could we be living in these sleek cocoon-shaped dwellings of the future? Each hub houses 4 astronauts in its futuristic living spaces, allowing enough room to work, to eat, to sleep, and to play. It also utilizes Martian circadian light technology, which recreates earthly light, beneficial for one's mental health. On Mars, we'll need to grow our own food to survive, and the Marsha project has designed special indoor gardens to produce essential food sources on this infertile planet. Aside from the sophisticated science behind these designs, you can't deny their inherent beauty. After the successful landing of Perseverance, who knows what will happen next regarding life on Mars? I hope this one at least is comfortable. Well, that's it for today, and see you in the next video.